And we are back in the cage. Had to bring in a special guest for this one. Been watching your videos for a while now. I love the draft dashboard setup. Had to bring my main man, Skywalker DFS, aka DFSclub.com. How you feeling today, Sky?
And I'm feeling good. Just getting out of bed. It's been a hectic week. But other than that, I'm ready to go for this weekend, man. We got all these sports. We got MMA, NFL. I'm ready to roll, man.
Yeah, man. I saw that you uploaded your prediction video. Man, this is about to be a crazy MMA card. I feel like people are kind of really sleeping on this card. This card's pretty good. But if the people want to follow you on Twitter, they can follow you over on Twitter at Skywalker DFS. Uh, I mean Gabriel Skywalk 3. It's at the bottom of the Tinker, so you can see it. And then we also have his DFS club stuff. Sky, you want to talk about that for the people?
Yeah. So the DFS Club. It's three providers in one. You got DFS Space, you got myself, you got the DFS Whispers, man. We cover every single sport as far as like DraftKings, Fanduel, fantasy goes. But we also added, since it's become so popular, we also have a sports book in there now. So we got everything, guys, and we're the cheapest in the industry, 100%. Shop around. Come check us out, dfsclub.com. You get lineups, you get projections, you get ownership my hand picked cheat sheets, guys. You get everything.
Yeah, man, you've been on a heater too, also as well. Been killing these slates. I've been hearing. So let's get into this week's video. Is there any weather reports that are like of notice or no? Right, this is a good
Not
weather
that
week.
I've noticed. No.
Yeah, I mean, besides like a couple of spots that are just going to be random, but yeah, as of right now, I don't think there's any weather, COVID stuff going on. One of the cleaner slates, I would say, so far for news and stuff like that. They kind of been finally getting on top of that kind of stuff. It's week 9 now, but we kind of know who's in, who's out, and what's going around in the league. But let's get into the inaugural pick, the first pick of the draft, or I shouldn't say the draft, the Cage series here tonight is going to be Cover Boy filling in for Kenyon Drake this week. His price tag doesn't really make too much sense. I feel like he should be around where Alexander Madison was that one week when he was a replacement for Dalvin Cook, like that 7,400, 7,500 range on FanDuel. Instead he's at $66,700. My fault for the stuttering here. Chase Edmonds is going to be, I think, a freaking smash spot here. They're bringing up some dude from the practice squad, so I don't know how that looks as him as a backup. I thought it would be Ito Benjamin, but I love Chase Edmonds here. He's going to be my first pick on the board. Sky, any thoughts on Chase Edmonds?
I mean, yeah, I like the pick. I like the price. Unfortunately, Matson got us all right in the prison pocket that week. It did nothing as a backup, but yeah, I think it's a good price, solid pick. Arizona should have no problem getting in the end zone. It's just a matter of, is Kyler Murray gonna take some of those touchdowns away
Yeah.
from Chase? That's the only thing you really got to worry about with him.
Yeah, man, I definitely feel you. For the people that don't know, man, Kyler Murray has actually not been playing well this year when it comes to like passing and fitting balls in the tight windows, but his rushing floor has been so high that he's been absolutely exceeding fantasy points expectations and just been crushing. Is he the number one quarterback right now because of the rushing touchdowns, right? For
Yeah,
fantasy this year. Yeah, man, that's just
yeah.
crazy, man. Because his passing numbers haven't really been too crazy. It's just his rushing floor is so high, and like Sky said, man, he could punch into red zone carries right there, call his own number, and then you'll be screwed out of a spot right there. Especially at high ownership this week. Sky, your first two picks are coming up right here. Who you going with?
Let me pull mine up here. So I always build my lineups around my quarterbacks. I always start at quarterback. Um, so I'm looking to maybe pay down here at quarterback because I plan to pay up elsewhere. It's tough for me, but I don't want to go Lamar Jackson again because he's going to be no one's going to own Lamar Jackson, but his upside is just so great.
So yeah,
Um,
I feel you. It's just a sandwich in a bad price range. I looked at his price on like Yahoo and stuff like that. That would be something that would be more inclined to, but I don't really play Yahoo like that. But on
yeah, I
FanDuel,
tried
man, it's a
Yahoo,
little
but
overpriced.
yeah, his price still needs to come down. So I'm gonna try and pass there. I'm gonna take a shot, bro. I'm gonna go Drew Lock for quarterback. He has a great matchup against Atlanta this week, coming off a solid week last week. He's going up against the Atlanta, if you don't know, has the worst defense when it comes to quarterbacks, and he got 21 fantasy points last week. So for the price, yeah, sign me up for some Drew Lock, man.
Yeah, man. I feel like a lot of people kind of have a bad taste in their mouth about Drew Lock in the beginning of the season. He had some really bad matchups, but as you could see, the last couple of weeks have been pretty good matchups, and he has posed a really good floor so far. For me, I feel like he's a better DraftKings play than FanDuel play because I think we were talking about this last week when you were in chat. Man, Derek Carr just going down in the price range, man.
Yeah.
$7,000 against Justin Herbert. I feel like something screams to me the over is going to hit in that game. We're going to see a lot of points on the board, but we'll save that for later on in the video. Sky, who is your second pick here? Because you get back-to-back picks here.
Oh, lucky me. Okay, so my second pick, I'm gonna go with Jerome Robinson going up against
Ooh.
Houston. So hear me out here. So I'm going to pull up Jerome Robinson here as far as like the matchup. So he's going up against Houston. They're ranked 30th in the league against running backs. And, you know, even if this game, let's say it blows out, right? Let's say Houston goes up. I don't see that really happening because Houston's not that good. Um, but he's a pass catching running back. So he'll be out there no matter what. And he's coming off a 35-point fantasy point week last week. And again, Houston's ranked 30th in the league against running backs. So for the price, I think he might be a good cash play this week. I'll have to check out ownership again. But yeah, give me some James Robinson from Jacksonville here.
Yeah, man. I feel like people haven't really noticed that Chris Thompson's been out. So James Robinson's seeing like 95% of the snaps, and he's been, I think he's top five right now for running back touches. So I feel like he checks off all the boxes. The only thing that concerns me would be Jake Luton as the quarterback instead of Gardner Minshew. That's
Right.
the only red flag. But I feel like at a suppressed ownership this week because he played Houston a couple of weeks ago and he didn't do too well. So maybe people box score watch and don't want to go there. But I feel like James Robinson is definitely a smash spot here at $7,300. It would be interesting to see where his ownership falls into play on Sunday, Sky. I definitely feel you on that.
Yeah.
I definitely feel you on the quarterback position. I'm kind of looking at a quarterback myself. For here on out, we go one pick off. But
Okay.
since you picked your quarterback early, I feel like I can wait on my quarterback a little bit. That's the only advantage that I have here. And there's a running back that I definitely want to tie up at the top of the price range this week. I feel like he's in a slam spot. Should have slammed it last week. I was a little bit afraid of the injury news reports that were coming out throughout the Fridays and stuff like that. But Dalvin Cook here, I feel like he's the best pay up option on the slate. There's no Ezekiel Elliott's not in a good spot. Christian McCaffrey isn't fully healthy yet. I know he's just coming back this week. But Dalvin Cook here, $9,300 against Detroit. I know he smashed last week against Green Bay, and I don't think that's going to happen again. But Detroit's been absolutely dreadful, and that's one of the spots that I've been picking on this year is Carolina and Detroit. Russian defenses have just been bad, and Green Bay too, if you want to throw that one in there. But Dalvin Cook's floor is very safe this week. I really like him at $9,300. I feel like he's the safest pay up option. If Kamara is on this slate, then we'll have a conversation. I'll probably go with Kamara over Dalvin Cook, but that's its situation for like if you're playing the Sunday through Monday slate or something like that. Sky, any thoughts on Dalvin Cook?
Yeah. You stole that pick from me, you know, but that's the name of the game. Dalvin Cook is going as if you need a reason to play Dalvin Cook, going up against the worst rushing defense in the league in the Detroit Lions. Now, will he have another 50 fantasy point week? Probably not. But I mean, his floor is just so safe. The matchup is there. The price is right. Yeah, man, get him. I don't. That was going to be my pick, but You
Yeah,
snooze,
man.
you lose, brother.
I was getting a little bit nervous here, man. So you're up here. You got one pick, and then it goes back and forth from here on out. So who's your next pick here, Sky? You got Drew Lock and James Robinson so far. You got some money to spend.
Oh yeah, that's what I was waiting for. So give me some Derrick Henry. I got to do it.
I
Give me
like
some
that.
Derrick Henry.
I feel like he's going to be a great leverage spot. You want to get into the Derrick Henry play on here because half a point PPR on FanDuel is different than a DraftKings scenario. So you kind of want to chase the touchdowns. They always tell you not to chase touchdowns in fantasy, but on FanDuel, you kind of want to.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, Derrick Henry's not a pass catching back by any means, but you know what it is with him. You know what you get. He's on the field for 57% of the touches, gets 20 plus rushes a game, and Tennessee run the ball, run the ball, run the ball. And Chicago, people might get scared because it's against Chicago, not knowing they're not that good against running backs. I mean, they're 14th in the league, so that's kind of like right in the middle. So I think a lot of people might be afraid of that. But I'm going to roll Derrick Henry with confidence, especially at that price. He's good for a touchdown or two, man.
Yeah, man. I'm a little bit scared because am going to fade Derrick Henry this week because I smashed him last week, man. And him and Kamara, that shit had me sweating all week. I feel like it's a Dalvin Cook week, but for GPPs, man, I feel like Derrick Henry is going to be way too low owned, low owned here. Definitely a great GPP spot because he's always viable for a double touchdown day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Uh,
The touches are going to be there.
Yeah, the touches are definitely going to be there, and I feel like people are kind of underestimating Chicago's offense here in this spot. I kind of like some of the Chicago pieces this week, but the running back that I'm going to go with here to fill out my running backs here, we're going to get these running backs right off the slate real quick. I really love this spot for James Conner. Nothing needs to really be said. $8,200, a little bit of a price up spot. For GPPs, though, he kind of concerns me because I don't know how much Dallas is going to put on the scoreboard, but I feel like he's game script proof here in this spot. Something just tells me, though, man, I'm going to play James fucking Conner, and Anthony McFarland's going to be the guy. You know
No,
the new play that they've been doing where the quarterback hikes the ball and he touch passes it to the wide receiver. You see one of those in the beginning of the game. Chase Claypool scores a touchdown. Then you see a Deontay Johnson scores a touchdown, and then you're sweating there in the first quarter like, fuck, man, why the fuck did I play James Conner?
I mean, James Conner's a solid play this week, man. Again, another easy against Dallas. So you figure that Pittsburgh's probably going to go up by quite a bit. And then they're just going to chew out the clock. They're going to hand it off to Conner. Hopefully they keep him in there. He's injury prone. So that's got to be a concern for the coach, for everybody. So yeah, it's kind of risky, but I mean the matchups there, just hope to God that they don't pull the starters. It doesn't get out of hand like that because Pittsburgh's really good this year. Other than that, man, I mean, that's a solid pick. Definitely.
Yeah, man. James Conner, $8,200. I thought he would be priced up just a little bit more, but who knows, man? I'm not the guy that makes up the pricing for these websites.
Right. It's not a flea market, man. We can't haggle with pricing.
Yeah, man. I'm not going to stress about no pricing. I'm just going to play the plays. Sky, you're back up here. Who are you drafting?
I'm going to take a chance because I'm all about taking chances. And if you don't take chances in GPPs, guys, you're not going to win. All right. You go with the safe plays. Maybe you'll cash. That's good and all, but I go for takedowns every time. I don't know about you, Billy, but
No, you're definitely right, man. If you're not first, you're fucking last.
exactly, bro. But I'm going head to head with Billy here, so I'm taking a huge risk here. But yeah, give me some David Johnson and a great matchup this week. Let me see. Let me pull up his stats here. David Montgomery, I was also looking at, but give me David Johnson going up against Jacksonville, man. Ranked 27th in the league against running backs. And David Johnson's been quietly getting double-digit fantasy points in his last 5 games. Nobody's talking about him. I love the price tag. Love the matchup. He's getting 2 to 4 targets a game, 14 to 20 touches a game. And I think, again, another scenario I'm kind of looking at here, if Houston gets up big, they're going to just feed the rock to David Johnson.
Yeah, man, I love the David Johnson spot here this week. I feel like a lot of people are going to want to play the stack of Watson, Cooks, and Fuller. Bring it back with James Robinson because that just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like this is a great GPP pivot, especially on FanDuel because him and Chase Edmonds are back to back in price. So a lot of people are going to go to Chase Edmonds, and that's going to garner a lot more ownership than David Johnson. And David Johnson's hovering around anywhere around that 10% range, man. That's a little bit too low for this slate.
I agree.
The next pick here, oh man, I don't know. I'm gonna walk you through my process here because I'm starting to think about the value, man. Where am I looking for value now? Because you can't pay up the whole entire video here, but I'm gonna have to make one more pay up option here. I've been kind of nailing these Seahawks wide receivers, and I know that this week is going to have to be a Tyler Lockett week because Tre'Davious White is going to be on DK Metcalf. And if Tre'Davious White doesn't play, though, I think DK Metcalf is a good pay up option. I'm going to eat the chalk this week and go at Tyler Lockett at $7,400. I feel like this is way too cheap of a price tag. Buffalo struggles against slot wide receivers. Tyler Lockett, even though he gets lined up all around the world over there for Seattle, this game point totals way too high not to be playing Seattle Buffalo stacks the whole entire way. If you're going Russell Wilson with Tyler Lockett, or if you're going Josh Allen with Stephon Diggs or something like that. I really do like this game scenario. This is my favorite game on the slate by a wide margin. Seattle, Buffalo, stack it up every which way so possible.
Yeah, it's either the Tyler Lockett or the DK Metcalf show, right? Just hope to God you get the right receiver that week. But it seems like it goes back and forth. Yeah. So that's a great pick, man. And like you said, a projected high-scoring game. Awesome pick.
Yeah, man. The only thing that kind of scares me is, like you said, DK Metcalf, man. If Tre'Davious White is not in there, DK Metcalf is about to go off.
Yep. Absolutely.
Here's your next pick here. You got 3 wide receivers, a tight end, and a defense to fill out here.
Oh, this is an easy one for me. My first wide receiver I'm going to take is going to be Stephon Diggs. The price tag 7.6, not the most expensive receiver on the slate, the 4th most expensive receiver on the slate. But again, he gets the worst defense in the league against wide receivers. And he's kind of slowed down a little bit over the last 3 weeks. I'd say probably 5 weeks. It's been a while since he's had a 20-point fantasy game. But the targets are there, 9, 11, 8 targets in his last 3. And again, going up against Seattle, I don't see any reason why he doesn't break the slate in this game.
Yeah, Sky, I'm glad you said that because Stephon Diggs, when the season first started, Buffalo's offense was riding so hot. And even though they haven't been riding so hot these last 2 to 3 weeks, Stephon Diggs has shown what his floor is like this year compared to what it was when he played for the Vikings when it was 0. But I feel like his floor nowadays is that double point range. And then if you get a ceiling game, that who knows what the ceiling is yet. We haven't really seen it on the Buffalo side of the ball. We've seen it maybe week 2 with that 25-point game, but I think this is going to be Stephon Diggs' best week of the season here. Like you said, Seattle's defense has been absolutely dreadful in guarding wide receivers. I think they lead the most points to the wide receiver position off the top of my head. Don't have the notes up for it right now, but I'm gonna have to go with a cheaper option in that game. I need some value. I got $5,600 remaining. How are we going to get a quarterback? Who knows, man? We'll figure it out. But first value play of the day for me here is going to have to be the number 2 receiver on this team. For all the same exact reasons that you just said, I'm going to play John Brown at $5,500. I feel like his price tag is way too cheap on FanDuel this week. We've been talking about how FanDuel, you want to chase the touchdowns. Well, in the 55.3 game total, 55.5 game total, I think, you're going to score touchdowns, and touchdowns are going to have to come from somebody. I know John Brown's kind of been off of recent, but the beginning of the year is kind of more reflective of the type of game that I think we're going to see from him. Are you playing John Brown this week?
I have John Brown in my regular fantasy leagues that I have. I apparently drafted a lot of them. Um, but I'm going to take a look. It's too early for me to say on Friday. I normally wait. For me, it's all about I have a process that I do that I share with my members. It's just so much goes into it with ownership, with projections, with what is the matchup. I even look to go as far as like what's the history against this team, if there is one, because so many this year it's kind of tough because so many rookies are just showing out this year, man. So yeah,
Yeah,
man, I like
man.
it. I like the John Brown pick. If Diggs is gonna feast, John Brown's gonna feast too, man.
Yeah, man. The only thing that kind of just concerns me about John Brown is like, I don't know why, man, but I feel like every time I play John Brown, some type of no stats kind of back this up, but there's some type of stigma, man. Cole Beasley just comes out here, catches a couple slot balls, and gets this random touchdown, and that's the John Brown touchdown, and then you're pissed off all Sunday. So I think this is a good spot though. $5,500, way too cheap. Sky, you're back up on the clock, man. Who are you picking here?
I'm gonna go with a very cheap option, and this might surprise some of you, but I'm gonna go with Marvin Hall from the Detroit Lions. We
Ooh.
know that Galladay is out. And let me pull him up here. So he got 13 fantasy points. He had 7 targets last week, man. So without Galladay, I think Hall will probably be the second look. But we don't even know if Matthew Stafford's going to play, right? We assume he is. He doesn't need to practice. He's been on this team his whole career. But I think Stafford's going to play. He was on the field last week for 25% of the snaps. I think that goes up. I think for the price of 4.6, I think that's way too cheap, man, for a guy that could potentially get you double-digit fantasy points. And at that price tag, that's pretty much all you want. You're not looking for someone to get you 20 or more at 4.6K on Fanduel. So
I'm glad you highlighted Marvin Hall here because even if Stafford doesn't play, I know you might want to downgrade the Detroit Lions receiving options. But man, Chase Daniels, from my memory, man, he hasn't really been too bad for those Detroit Lions, and he's familiar with the system. It's not like you're getting a random backup quarterback in there. If you really want to, if Chase Daniels is about 10 years younger, man, he'll probably be a starting quarterback right now in the NFL. He's just a little bit old, kind of like a spot start type of guy, but he can sling that ball down there. And Marvin Hall is definitely, I feel like a lot of people are going to play Marvin Jones, but the real
yeah.
Marvin that you want to play is Marvin Hall.
Yeah, I think it's really sneaky. And like you said, all the ownership's automatically going to go to the number one option there, Jones. I'm always looking for that edge, and I think I found it here this week with Marvin Hall.
Yeah, you got $5,800 remaining, so keep that in mind when you make your picks. That definitely saved you a lot more money right there. My next pick here, I'm gonna wait for the quarterback position because Sky already picked his quarterback, so I can definitely wait on that. But I think I'm gonna get ahead of the curve here because it looks like we're digging in for some value plays after we pick the obvious plays of the slate. I think the tight end I'm gonna have to go with this week is I hate picking him, man. I hate picking him. He's burned me too many times before, but I'm gonna have to go right back down to the well here. Logan Thomas,
Yeah,
$5,000. Steady Eddie. He's just gonna get you those 4 targets a week. What he does with those 4 targets, who knows? But I like this game spot here. I was on the Washington Giants over last time they played in the first matchup of the season, and I'll be on the over again here. I haven't really checked the sports book for that game yet and see where the bets have been coming in. But I always like the over in the NFC East games, and they always post the low lines for the Giants and Redskins because they feel like those teams are incompetent. But I really like the Logan Thomas spot here. Are you a Logan Thomas guy, or you can't, or he just makes you throw up in your mouth, Sky?
man, you either love him or hate him.
Yeah.
He's either boom or bust. 50-50, flip a coin, right? He's either going to win you some money or he's going to lose you some money. There's no gray area with Logan Thomas. I think it's a ballsy pick. That's why I like you, Billy. You got balls. You got some grapefruits. But you got to take chances, man, and I like it. I can dig it. Definitely. I can see that pick.
Yeah, man. Logan Thomas, I feel like this isn't really going to be a Terry McLaurin spot because of the cornerback wide receiver matchup. So the targets are going to have to funnel to somebody. And if it's not Dontrell Inman, man, it's going to have to be my boy Logan Thomas, what's up? Let's shout out the chat real quick. We got Mo Sports, and then Brady, man, you lucky fucking bastard. Last week, I picked the wrong Seahawks running back, and Brady ended up getting the win. Dude, I picked DK Metcalf in the lineup. I was like, I got his ass right here. I got DK, and then we got Falky UNW money signs. Yeah, man, these are some money picks right here. You're getting some great edge spots here. These are all great either cash or GPP plays that we're talking about right now. Sky, you're back up on the clock. You got 3 picks left with a $5,800 remaining salary. Who are you picking
Right
here?
on. First of all, I got to say what's up to my boy Mo, to the big brain Brady, the MMA goat, and Foken here from the DFS Club. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us, man. All right, so am I going to go wide receiver here, guys, or am I going to go tight end? Because he took tight end. Or should I go defense? No, I'm not going defense, man.
Yeah,
You're getting off that easy, okay?
Defense don't matter, man.
What if I hedge and I pick Metcalf? That'd be kind of interesting. But
how would you make the value work? You would have to really dumpster dive at the tight end position, maybe play like a Tyler Croft of the world or something like that.
right. So I'm going to correlate my tight end with my quarterback. I'm going to go Noah Fant here at 5.8K on Fanduel, just to correlate him up with Drew Lock. It's an awesome matchup for Noah Fant, man. Let me bring this up here. I'm picking on Atlanta's worst defense in the league against tight ends, and I'm going to pick on that, and the price is right. I don't know why TJ Hawkinson is 6K. Can anybody explain that? I don't get it. Darren Waller's so inconsistent. Travis Kelce's Travis Kelce. But you're going to pay 8K for Travis Kelce? Not on this slate. So, yeah, give me some Noah Fant with that tremendous upside.
I think Noah Fant's the best tight end play of the slate. Am I wrong?
He gets 9 to 7. Last 2 weeks, 9-7 targets. He's on the field for 73% of the snaps. Yeah, all day, man.
I even think his DraftKings price really doesn't make sense either if you're playing over there on DK this week. Noah Fant, man, I couldn't get up there in price because it's $800 more. But as soon as you said Noah Fant at the tight end position, I was like, man, for a second I thought you were going to say Albert O, because Albert O has a pretty safe floor too as well. But that's just because the wide receiver situation over there for Denver. But Noah Fant, man, I really think he's the best tight end play of the slate. Like he's smashed in my cash game lineups this week.
But you got to look out for Albert O. You're right, man.
Yeah, Albert O's been balling this year, man. Oddly enough, you got $5,900 remaining, so that's around that mid-tier wide receiver $600 range with a defense. Unless you're paying up for defense this week, who knows? Let me shut my mouth there. The last 3 positions that I got $5,900 remaining. I'm actually going to pick a defense here myself, so I can figure out how much money I have left on the slate. As you know, I might look pretty smart with these glasses, but math off the top of my head isn't too well. And I want to eye up how much money we have left for a quarterback, because still haven't picked a quarterback yet. And that's definitely the most important floor piece to your lineups week to week. But the defense that I kind of want to go with here is the Houston Texans, $3,700. I don't know if I'm going to go here for cash games, but I think this makes good for GPP option. But I think cash games, man, tell me if I'm wrong. You feel like the Texans are going to be a little bit too over-owned here in this spot?
I don't know, man. I have to take a look at the ownership. But
yeah, defensive ownerships are so volatile, I feel like, from week to week. You have no idea what the hell to expect.
Well, most people just punt defense. I used to do that, and then I would lose, takedowns by like 3 fantasy points. And I'm like, oh my God, if I would have just played a better defense. And ever since then, if I pay up a little bit, sometimes I've even paid up top dollar for a defense and it's worked out. The only thing is, like, some of them are just priced up so freaking high. You're paying as much for a defense as you are a decent wide receiver or running back this week.
Yeah, man, that's one of the perks of FanDuel compared to DraftKings, in my opinion, for DFS slates is like you can kind of get more. It's easier to kind of pay up for what you want on FanDuel compared to DK. Like DK, if you're making a cash lineup, I'm picking the cheapest defense and going along with the rest of my lineup. But on FanDuel, man, it kind of falls into play because you can kind of pay up for whatever you want. So it kind of falls into an interesting scenario where you have like a bucket of defenses that you want to switch in and out. Sky, you got $5,900 remaining, a defense and a wide receiver left. Who you picking here?
So I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna go with you here. I'm gonna go with defense. I'm just gonna play a safe one. I don't like the price, but I can't see paying anywhere else a defense. Give me some Baltimore Ravens this week against Indy. Phillip Rivers just doesn't scare me. He had a good week last week, but Indy's not really known to run up the scoreboard, and Baltimore's defense has looked better over the years, but I just think it's just a safe play, and it gives me 7-3 to pay up for my last spot. So yeah, give me the Baltimore Ravens D here, bro.
Yeah, man, I like the Ravens. I don't know what the fuck people are looking at this week and why Baltimore is basically, bro. Baltimore right now is minus 125, and the Colts they're basically saying the Colts Ravens game is a pick 'em. I don't know how this game is a pick 'em. I'll be slamming that spot. Man, like I feel like the Ravens defense here, $4,500 is a smash spot. We know Phillip Rivers with the duck arm is going to throw a pick here, and that pick is live. When you know you pick a defense and they're going to get an interception, and that interception could potentially be a touchdown, man, that's a good defense.
Absolutely, 100%. That's all you can hope for with these, right? Pick sixes. You
got $7,300 remaining. It'll be interesting to see who you pick there. Me personally, I got $7,100 remaining. I finally think I'm gonna have to go with a quarterback here. Yes, Big P. Big P said I have to start Noah Fant since Kittle went out on my personal fantasy team. Yeah, I think Noah Fant is the best point per dollar tight end this week, and how that translates for fantasy leagues, that's a must start tight end. Quarterback, I'm gonna have to. Damn, man, I don't know how we're gonna make this work. We're gonna make it work here. I really like Russell Wilson, but I played him last week, and the Russell Wilson Mahomes thing, that shit's going to tilt me all weekend. I don't know who I want to play between those two because Mahomes is going to come in with a way cheaper ownership, and the game stack I can imagine going Mahomes with a little bit of Travis Kelce, pay up with a Tyreek Hill, get a Robbie Anderson, and be along with a crazy game stack. I think that's one of the game stacks that are really going overlooked this week is the Carolina KC game. But I'm going to go with Josh Allen here, $8,200. I really like this game spot here. Sky already has Stephon Diggs, so I'm going to have to get the meat off the bone here and pick Josh Allen. So if Stephon Diggs has a great day, I'm having a great day as long as he doesn't fumble the ball like a freaking idiot or something, or trips over banana peel and he's out for the game or something like that. But Josh Allen here gives me $6,000 remaining. So we're going to find a wide receiver that I really, really like. I'm kind of glad this worked out like this. I really like this line. I'm going to have to take a picture of that for later on this weekend. But as I digress a little bit here, Sky, who are you picking here with your last pick?
just let me go back to your last quarterback pick. I just want to tell you that was my second option pick. So I'm going to have a lot of Josh Allen this week. So, bro, you're making it tough on me, man.
Yeah, man. If you want, you could talk about the little different quarterbacks that you're looking at this week, because I feel like Fanduel has made it really interesting how all the quarterbacks are in the same like pricing tier range this week.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Patrick Mahomes, you can never go wrong. I don't care what the matchup is. You're going to pay up top price, but it's Patrick Mahomes, man. He's had one bad week. Think about that. He's had one bad week this whole year. Deshaun Watson, of course, is great. Josh Allen. Now, Seattle's ranked 31st against quarterbacks, dude. Josh Allen should feast. You get the dual threat here. I mean, he hasn't had a 20-point fantasy game in, 4 or 5 weeks? But it's all aligned here. My favorite pay down is obviously Drew Lock. I love Derek Carr this week at $7K on Fanduel, but he's $1,300 less on DraftKings, dude. Definitely a DraftKings play. The Chargers rank 30th in the league against quarterbacks. So if you guys are looking for a value at quarterback, I love Derek Carr this week, guys. He might even be a cash play. I think a lot of people are going to go to that ownership on him.
Yeah, especially I love how you said he's a better DraftKings play than FanDuel play because he's under 6K on DK, and that shit does not make sense, man. That shit does not make sense. I'm throwing out the stats from last week. That was a terrible scenario. You couldn't even probably fucking piss the right direction in the wind without the shit flowing 50 yards to left or right way. Uh, that's how I felt about the game scenario. So I'm throwing out everybody's stats from that game. Sky, you're left here with $7,300. Who are you picking here, man? It's a juicy little price range.
It's juicy, but I kind of put myself here in a tough position because I sure as hell ain't gonna pay 7-2 for Terry McLaurin, even though he should have a good week. But come on now, I'm stuck between Allen Robinson and Will Fuller, guys.
I feel you, man. That's where I'm glad you said Allen Robinson, Will Fuller, because when I was putting my player pool together earlier today, I was looking at them too, and I was like, man, this is a head scratcher. Allen Robinson, Will Fuller, man, they're about the same. They're same exact price to me.
Yeah. So yeah, go ahead. I'll take Will Fuller here.
Yeah, man. Will Fuller this year, I think a touchdown or either over 100 yards in every game besides one.
Yep. 11, 21, 14, 20, 13 fantasy points in his last 5. Last time against Jacksonville, 14. Again, he's the number 1 receiver. The matchup's there. He should ball out. But Deshaun Watson, he likes to spread the ball around. So we'll see.
Yeah, man. I've been a guy that plays Randall Cobb. I'm a little bit disgusting when I get into my GPP lineup sometimes. Smashed that Randall Cobb spot last week. I'm a big my brother went to Notre Dame, and he went through Notre Dame the same exact years as Will Fuller. So he used to smoke blunts and stuff together. So I have a personal bias against Will Fuller. He's one of my favorite NFL players, honestly. Cool ass dude, man.
Randall Cobb, though, yeah, that would be a great pickup, you guys, this week on your DraftKings Fanduel. He gets overlooked so much because people will just gravitate to Will Fuller. But Cobb's been showing up this year, so keep that in mind, guys, when you're making your lineups this weekend.
Yeah, I love the Watson, Cobb, Cooks, Fuller stack, bringing it back with James Robinson. Looking at one of my builds like that for my 3 max this week. But as I digress again, I'm looking here. Oh, man. I feel like this is the pick that I'm going to pick because I'm a selfish person and I have personal biases that I can't get over. But the right pick, I feel like, is Deontay Johnson at $6,000 here against Dallas. This is a perfect game scenario. But, man, you don't win money by just sitting on the sideline and always playing the safe plays. I'm going to have to go with my main man. I don't get what the fuck they did with his price this week. Hollywood Brown, $5,800. This is a total smash spot. I don't know if you feel about Lamar Jackson one way or another. I don't care. Marquis Brown at $5,800. This screams he's breaking this slate this week. I don't know what it is. I thought it was going to be last week. I held off just a little bit. I didn't fully smash him in this spot. I'm a Hollywood Brown believer. He's got that Antonio Brown genes in him without the assholeness, and he's like the humble version of Antonio Brown. You know, what was the one thing you'd say about Antonio Brown is the worst part about him? You would say his mouth. And Hollywood's like the humble version of him. I think people really underrate him as Lamar's number 1 receiver as they kind of get this offense together throughout the year. I think the Marquis Brown stats are really going to play in the part. He only had 2 targets last week. That's a little bit concerning, but he had the receiving touchdown. But I love Marquis Brown in this spot this week. Are you a Marquis Brown Hollywood guy or not?
If Lamar threw the ball more, absolutely. I mean, his talent, I almost feel like his talent's being wasted on that team only because they're a run-first team. You throw him on, like, Pittsburgh, you throw him on, I don't know, Tampa, you'll see what he's all about, ladies and gentlemen. I mean,
yeah,
very talented young man.
Don't know, man. He played his college bowl with Kyler Murray, and that offense was amazing, man. They're fucking airing out that ball left and right, man. I'm probably gonna, after this video, have to watch a couple highlights, get my Hollywood Brown love in there, man.
Get your fix in.
Yeah, get my fix in, man. He has a YouTube channel. It's a pretty good YouTube channel. But Skyner, you have a YouTube channel also as well. Where can they find your YouTube channel at?
You know what? With my name and my brand, it's so easy to find me anywhere, guys. All you have to do is Skywalker DFS on every platform. And the one and only, you'll see this puss show up. So YouTube, Skywalker DFS. Twitter, do a search, Skywalker DFS.
And
Instagram, I'm getting more active on. What's that?
Make sure they check out the Miranda Maverick interview this week, man. Big girl, man. That's my girl, man. Miranda Maverick's gonna be the shit one day, man. Isn't it crazy to say that you got an interview with her earlier on in her career? For all you know, she could be a contender about 5 to 7 years from now.
Oh, I know, bro. I'm just like any one of these fighters, especially her that take their time because she's so busy out of their lives to just sit down with me on YouTube and just have interviews. Like, totally respect for him. I got Sam Alvey coming up on Sunday, the legend,
Ooh.
Smiling Sam. He won us some money a couple of weeks ago. So, yeah, some of these fighters, man, they're just so cool. But Miranda, you better look out, man. You better look out, Valentina, in a couple of years if you're still the champ. But we'll see, man. She's dangerous now that she has a striking game.
Yeah, man. And her hands are huge. Her hands are huge. If you don't follow her on Instagram, man, you guys gotta follow her over on Instagram. Her hands are huge, man. Miranda Maverick,
Yeah, she's
fuck
jacked,
your
bro.
day up.
Yeah, she's just too strong, man. She'll kick my ass.
Yeah, man. She's been wearing those dresses too. Been getting the little feminine side in. I've been liking the
Yeah.
Miranda Maverick lifestyle over there. But Sky, we're gonna head on out of here. You got anything to say? Any plugs you want to plug in before we head on out?
I just want to say shout out to Pub Sports Radio for always having me on as a guest. I'm going to do everything in my power to help get you guys off the ground because you are family to me. I have worked with you guys on other platforms, but I'm so glad you guys finally found a good home here at Pub Sports Radio. I love the owner. The guy seems really cool. And it's an honor to be on your guys' live streams. You just have so much fun. Have fun on here.
Yeah,
So
man.
make sure you guys tell your friends, tell your cousins, tell your uncles. Check out Pub Sports Radio, man. This is the truth on here. And you guys give away so many, when you do your live betting shows, you guys give away free stuff, free picks. It's
Yeah,
free.
man. Yeah, people underestimate it, man. Sky, hope to have you on in the future because NBA season is coming up.
Yes.
It's back to the day jobs, man.
Let's
So we're gonna
go.
definitely have to drop some NBA videos. I know you're big friends with a lot of the affiliates that we have over here at Pub Sports Radio, so I know how to get you on one of these videos real quickly. But if you're looking for a book, use mybookie.ag promo code Pub Sports Radio and enjoy your weekend, man. And make sure you keep on cashing out in these slates, man, because it's the best time of year right before that NBA season. So when it's NBA season, NFL season, that's when the NBA season's really good because everybody's on the NFL slates. So it's the last couple of weeks where I'm really going to be dumping in some money on these NFL slates here. So I'm definitely going to try to take advantage of it. I love breaking down this slate, cash game, and GPP. Touched on a couple Draftkings things and news and notes. We're going to head on out of here. See you boys later.
See you guys.